Okay, so here's the code from the first part of the problem. If you look, what I've done is first of all, I've taken the input from a user. Notice the way I've put a little information there to remind you about what it is it's doing. So I've hashtagged or commented on the actual code. So the first thing I'm doing is an input. Okay, so the first two lines are both the inputs. So my inputs in my input process output table would be number 1 and number 2. I'm telling the program that I want to use a float. So I'm using a number that can have decimal places. I've said I want the input from the user, and then I've given the prompt enter number 1. I've then done exactly the same thing for the variable number 2. Again, using camel case, so you can see where the difference is between the number. Again, it's going to be a float. Again, the user is going to input the number, and then I'm going to actually give it a brief as well. So these two parts, these are going to be the processes. Okay, so the processes are going to be calculate the addition, which is number 1 plus number 2, and calculate the subtraction, number 1 minus number 2. So that's going to be the processes. The final stage is going to be the outputs. So these will be the output. The first output is the sum is. Sum is what you get when you add things together. So the sum is, and then it should print the value from my addition of adding 1 and 2 together. And then it's also going to output the difference, where the difference is 1 minus 2, and I've called that subtraction in the code. So what I'm going to do is run the code. I'm then going to give number 1. I'm going to make number 1 50. I'm going to enter the number. I'm going to make number 2 25, sorry. So what I'm predicting is I'm predicting that the addition will give me 75 and subtraction will give me 25. So there we go. And notice that it's put 0.0 after each of the numbers because it's trying to remind you that it's a float. Okay, so when I run the program again, I can use different numbers. So let's use 50.1 and 25.5. And now it works out the answers again. So it tells me the sum, it tells me the difference.